What's going on, guys? This is David here. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing the Nintendo Switch. Since its release back in March, these things have been incredibly difficult to find, both in retail stores physically and online. It is very difficult to secure a Switch. I happened to get lucky and get a Switch for my birthday. Although it's not the neon color, which I would have hoped for, it's still a Switch, so I'm grateful for that. I also have Zelda Breath of the Wild to go along with it. And this is a pretty fun game. Since I recorded this video, I've played it a bit. And I enjoy it. I think it's a really interesting addition to the Zelda franchise. So we're going to go ahead and open this for you guys right now. Just going to go like that. If you've been paying attention to the internet recently, you might know that Nintendo's been doing some pretty weird things with the cartridges. So the cartridges themselves have been coated in this, I guess I would call it repellent. It's pretty much stuff that they're putting on the cartridges to make sure that babies or toddlers or little kids don't get their hands on the cartridges and think it's a good idea to put them in their mouths and swallow them. But here is the Switch box itself. So there's the front, there's the side, there's some nice little artwork there, and here is the back. You guys can see the detachable Joy-Cons already at work. So we're gonna flip it over to the side, and we have just information about what it comes with and all that type of stuff, the different things that are found included inside this box. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get this box open. So on the box itself, it essentially just tells you how to plug it in and set it up. It's a fairly simple process. All you really have to do is plug in the AC adapter that comes with it and just plug it into the system itself. If you really don't want to use the dock, although the dock is very awesome, the dock essentially just connects to your TV, and you can plop the Switch inside the dock and it'll charge and it will go to the TV all at the same time. So here is what's inside the box. We have the left Joy-Con controller, so that's what that looks like. On the left Joy-Con controller, we have, of course, the analog stick, which is going to help with all your movements in your different various games. We have the D-pad controls, and then we also have the capture button as well as the minus button at the top. And then we have the ZL and ZR buttons on the top of the controller. So now we're just going to take out the right Joy-Con as well. On the right Joy-Con controller, we have the ABXY buttons, we have the plus button, we have the ZL and ZR buttons, as well as the analog stick, and there is a home button on this controller as well. And there's also a camera on the bottom too. It's not like a legitimate camera that you take pictures with, but it'll see like movements and stuff like that. So that's what's located on the right Joy-Con. So now we have the tablet part of the console itself. So it says Nintendo Switch on the back, and this is the tablet that you're going to see all of your games play out in beautiful 720p HD. It does look super good. The colors look super rich. So there is the back of the Switch. On the back of the Switch, there is a nice convenient stand that pops out, and you can just stand it on a tabletop and just play like that with the Joy-Cons disconnected from the Switch. There's also an SD card slot hidden behind the stand as well. So if you're wondering where to put internal storage, that would be the place. There's also a headphone jack, Apple, I'm looking at you, and we also have the game cartridge slot so that you guys could put your cartridges inside of the Switch. But yeah, it came with a headphone jack, and it was released in 2017. It's not that hard to put a headphone jack on a product, Apple. We also have volume rockers on the top too, which I forgot to show you guys, and then there's just various screws around the Switch tablet itself. But here we also do have the Nintendo Switch dock. So this is where you're going to actually dock the Switch to your TV. So you plug in an HDMI to the dock and to the TV, and then once you do that, you also plug in the cable to charge up the Switch as well, and you just plop the Switch inside of the dock, and it automatically transfers over to the TV. So there's what the dock looks like. It looks pretty nice. And they're actually selling these things now. I don't know if it started. There's different USB ports, and that is where the Switch goes into. There's HDMI as well there. But they're actually starting to sell these separately. I don't remember the price, and I don't know if they started actually selling them yet. Here is the Joy-Con straps I was talking about. But yeah, they're selling them for, I feel like it's around $20, but don't quote me on that. But they're selling them, so if you have multiple different TVs that you want to hook the Switch up to, don't be afraid to, you know, hook it up to one TV and then worry about hooking it up to a different TV later. Here is the Joy-Con grip, so that's the controller type grip that you're going to be putting your Joy-Cons in. So if you want to actually set it up tabletop mode, you could play it handheld. But it is also more recommended, and it's better. You get a better grip and a better feel if you actually have that Joy-Con grip with you when you're playing. I've noticed it's much easier to use the Joy-Con grip as a sort of controller, and it feels somewhat kind of like an Xbox type controller than have, you know, just the Joy-Cons in your hand, both your left and your right hand. It just doesn't feel 100% right. So obviously there's the health and safety that I forgot to talk about. So there's the health and safety information. It kind of just gives you a rundown on that. Then we have an HDMI cable included in the box, so that's always nice. If you don't have an extra HDMI cable laying around, you don't have to worry because it comes included in the box. And then we also have a power adapter, and that is USB-C, so you could just plug it into the wall. And now all that's left is to boot up the Switch and show you guys it booting up for the very first time.
Where's the power button?
So we obviously have the Joy-Cons in the background and the Joy-Con grip, and we're not going to worry about, you know, putting it on the TV. We're just going to get it set up right here for you guys. But before I do that, I think you guys probably want to hear the clicks of putting the Joy-Cons in the Switch. So now we're going to go ahead and boot up the Switch. So let me just turn on the power button. The power button is at the top. So we're going to boot it up for you guys now, and we're going to let the Nintendo animation play. It is actually pretty cool. So now that the Switch is booted up, we just have to set it up. So I'm going to just speed through the setup process. But while I actually do that, I just wanted to let you guys know my thoughts of the Switch upon using it a few times already. So I haven't had a Nintendo console since the Nintendo 3DS first launched. That was the last time I actually got a Nintendo console, relatively close to launch. And I gotta say, this is definitely improved technology, and I definitely really enjoy this. It's a lot different than Microsoft's Xbox, and I'm used to the Xbox brand. So this is going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I definitely think that this is a really solid console. Alright, the setup is complete, and now we're going to press the home button, and now we are on the Nintendo Switch's home screen. It's a little bit bland without a game installed, but I think it looks pretty interesting, and we're just gonna have to play this. But anyway, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to slap a like on it. And I think I'm gonna go play the Switch now. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, until next time, This is David, signing out. Peace.